So we are in the Gospel of Luke through Advent, and we are in the Sermon on the Plain. Matthew's Sermon on the Mount is a little bit more familiar. We talked about this a little bit last week. We remember that Matthew is the most Jewish of the Gospels, and so Jesus shows up more like Moses on the mountain, kind of giving this long sermon. It's 4 times longer than Luke's, and it's kind of handed down like on Mount Sinai. Whereas Luke is giving a sermon on the plain, kind of a level place. He speaks to them on a level place, which is not just about geography. It's also about kind of a different world that Luke kind of envisions, where, as Mary, spoke in the Magnificat, the poor are lifted up and the righteous or the rich are brought down low. But we talked last week about how even in the Gospel of Luke, there's this contradiction, because on the one hand, Luke is kind of known as the social justice gospel and the feminist gospel, but we also talked last week about how, as recent scholarship has shown, Luke has a heavy bias towards masculinity and kind of talks about men a lot more and in some ways diminishes the roles of women. So there's kind of, even in Luke, this kind of, he's not sure, he believes in this kind of Jesus who's going to deliver and liberate and free the slaves and let go of those who are oppressed. But he's also doesn't want to make the Roman Empire mad, so there's empire versus everybody. And then in the scripture today, which is continuing from last week, blessed are the poor, blessed are those who are hungry, basically blessed are you who know you're dependent, because you will rejoice one day. You are connected. You have one another, versus woe to the rich. Woe to those who are full, woe to those who everybody speaks good, because, you're the richest person on the earth and you wake up every morning wanting to destroy other people. Really? Woe to that, right? And so there's this, and then we go in today into this part of kind of Luke's first teaching. And then we're going to hear the last of it next week, since Easter is so late. We get to hear the whole Sermon on the Plain this year. So Jesus came down with them, that was last week, and stood on the level place and gave him the blessings and the Beatitudes. And then today, as Liz prayed so beautifully, these very easy words. But I say to you that, listen, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from anyone who takes away your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who begs from you, and if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them again. Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you hope to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High. For he is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your God is merciful. Do not judge, you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will it be put into your lap. For the measure you give will be the measure you get back.